Welcome to the next, I don't even know what number episode this is anymore.
Episode 3?
Next episode of
Episode 3.
In Rotation Podcast. My name is Anthony. This is one of my very good friends, Isaiah.
What up?
And joining us today, another co-host, my brother.
Howdy.
Do you go by Ben or Andy to the general public?
It's Andy at school. Ben, if you're my friend.
Ben in the streets, Andy at school, y'all. I know where to hit him up.
I love it, man. In rotation, when we kind of talk about, what's kind of in rotation for us personally, like, music, clothing, whatever's been going on, Welcome back.
But yeah, so today we're switching it up. We are doing a video with it too. I don't know if you guys are going to be listening to the podcast version of this or watching the video, but if you're watching, also if you're listening, you're going to hear it too. So we're going to be eating throughout the episode. There we go. I was going to say throughout the menu. But tonight's menu, we have BBQ chicken. I'm about to dig in after this. I'm about to dig in right now. So we have BBQ chicken today. So we have some soy garlic wings, honey garlic wings, BB wings. I think that's like their house special, BB wings. And some coleslaw, some pickled radish. It's like a Korean thing, got like palate cleanser. Sweet potato fries and regular fries. Shout out to Ben for picking it up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's locations all over the world, right? It's a Korean thing, so obviously in Korea they have a couple locations in the U.S., like New York, New Jersey, but now they have a few stores in the DFW area. I'd say that the main difference in Korean style fried chicken you'll notice right away is the crunch.
Yeah, because a lot of places, if it's covered in sauce, like it'll be a little bit, I don't want to say soft, like on the bite, but man.
Like tender.
Yeah.
This is like crunchy, saucy. So if you like fried chicken, or haven't tried Korean style fried chicken, check them out. Anyways, what kind of music y'all been listening to? Any new drops? Any artists y'all been looking out for?
I think last time we spoke, I was probably listening to Baby Keem's album, Melodic Blue. And then Don Toliver dropped. Don Toliver's album, super good. I think those are the main two. I'm missing out on a lot of music right now, but those are the main two in rotation. I guess at the time, Donda too, like way back, Donda, we were listening to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, those three mainly.
It's still like, it's such a long album that like you gotta go back and like remember that it had some highs,
Yeah.
There's a deluxe one now.
Yeah, the deluxe didn't really do anything better for it either, so I have not listened to the deluxe yet, but they had like a couple, like 4 new songs on it, I think. Did you listen?
Not to the deluxe ones. I think there was another deluxe that I was trying to get on top of. But yeah, the Day of Vegas festival that happened in Las Vegas, that was fun, man. I saw a couple people with Baby Keem. He was on day 3, so let me tell you.
Oh wait, his set was on day 3?
His set was on day 3, but to be honest with you, I heard his music both of the first 2 days, for sure, and everybody was getting just as lit every single time. It was awesome. Kenny Beats was DJing, he brought out a couple people, Kenny Beats the dude from the
Yeah. Dude, Kenny Beats, he blocked me on Instagram. Oh, he blocked me on Twitter.
What?
Because like a couple months ago, I tweeted, like, is Kenny Beats the police? Have you seen that episode?
Yeah, it's been stable.
Yeah, like, and then I guess he has like a bot that like searches like police and Kenny Beats together.
Yeah.
So like, I'm blocked now.
Wait, are they beefing or something?
No, it's just like, I guess he doesn't, his publicist is like, we can't have people saying you're the police.
Oh.
Because on one of the episodes of The Cave, when he does Vince Staples' episode, Vince Staples raps and he's like, and Kenny Beats is the police, and Kenny Beats is the police.
He's just yelling it.
Yes.
And then like, yeah, it's hilarious.
Kenny, if you're listening, unblock my brother.
That's crazy. Oh man, I'm glad the shows are kind of on the way back a little bit. For the most part, I mean, there were some masks while I was there, but at a certain point, it's kind of hard to just be like, oh, I'm gonna take it off real quick so I can drink or eat and then put it back on and stay strict with it.
It's a weird. There was like a TikTok about it. It was like, because because we have recently traveled to Hawaii, right? And so if you're in the plane, they request that you wear a mask, you know, if you're not eating. And if you're eating, you can take it off and then to put it back on after. And then there was like a TikTok that was kind of like a satire of that, where the flight attendant comes by and was like, "Sir, can you put on your mask?" And he's like turned around, but he turns around with like a bag of chips. And he's like, "Oh, but I'm eating though." And she's like, "Oh, okay, that's okay. After you're done." And then she comes back again. "Sir, can you put on your mask?" He turns around, he's holding a sandwich. He's like, "But I'm eating though." And then she's like, "Oh, okay, that's okay." And then he just does like progressively crazier things. Like the last one was like, "Sir, can you put your mask on?" But it's hibachi. And then there's like the row in front of him was like this hibachi chef like on an airplane. Like then he throws a shrimp and he catches a shrimp with his mouth. He's like, "But it's hibachi. I'm still eating it." So anyways, and then like he finally finishes eating or whatever, and he puts his mask on, and then it's like, ding dong, like, "Yo, the plane has landed. You could please remove your mask," or whatever like that. And then the flight attendant just loses it. But
yeah, I think like for all the companies, like event coordination and everything, like for festivals, concerts, like even airplane companies, it's all kind of just like a publicity thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to enforce it, but it's not really enforce. Just for the stats.
Hawaii is like a different deal altogether.
oh,
right?
they're still very cautious out there.
You gotta go through like special checks to even like get on the plane and shit.
Yeah, you have to like submit your records before you travel. And then even when you go to restaurants, they'll like temperature check you, and then they'll ask you to see a picture. You don't have to actually present the physical vaccine card, but they'll ask to see a picture of it. Yeah. And Aiko had told me there was like this LA couple that like got fined thousands of dollars because they had like forged like vaccine documents.
Dude, I have a couple homies that be having forged vax cards.
For real?
Like,
but that's so whack. Like,
for what?
Why would you?
I can't explain why, but they have it.
Like, cause I'm trying to think. Like, if you don't want to get vaccinated, but you want to have a vaccine card, like, in places, like, a lot of these places also accept negative tests too, right? So it's like, even at Day in Vegas, like, they had a booth like right next to the gate that was like COVID tests,
like a rapid test.
Yeah, paper right
if
now.
you do that to yourself, then like, what happens to you, bro? Like, what happens to you happens. You know, like, you're gonna not get. If you don't get it, like, that's fine. But then if you want to get a card to say that you did get it, even though you are against it,
you might as well just get it.
Yeah, it's like the effort that you have to put into it is just so strange. But whatever, you know, like, the world is a weird place.
Yeah, some places I've been to, as soon as you show them the vax card, like, okay, all right, but some places are like, all right, let me see your ID so I can match the name. You know, like, damn, it's gotta be tough to be security these days, though.
What about Astro?
Yeah,
it was at Energy Park, so
that is the same?
Same place. I think it's a different layout.
Oh, okay.
Different layout, same stadium.
Oh, okay.
But like, definitely they upped their security, like, super.
They did?
Yeah. So like, or I mean, not judging from videos.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I always saw clips of people dying.
But like comparing it from whenever I went second year to this year, like, you know those barricades that like raise where people headbang against, and like they like don't move, right, because there's like a bottom base. So they had those were like 10 feet tall or like 8 feet tall. So like for like high traffic areas, they still had like the regular fencing people could still break down, and they had like twice as much cavalry. And then like right when you get to like where you scan your ticket, like they're like, all right, you gotta separate you into sections, like section like 20 people, and then you gotta walk with your hands up. You walk slow, so it's like
really,
yeah, it's like you're in prison or something.
I mean, honestly, like, given what happened, I'm like, I think those measures are.
Yeah, like they did do a lot of countermeasures to try to like prevent people from like getting hurt again. But then obviously, like, I think Houston kids are just built different, and like and Trav fans, they just built different, so they're still messing everything up. So everything was kind of set up to where like things were just going in the wrong direction, because like that was the first time like Houston, like obviously Trav is kind of like a face of Houston, like at the current moment. So that was like their first big event back from COVID, kinda. And then he just did the Fortnite thing over COVID, so he picked up a lot of new younger fans. So I'm guessing whenever They were just waiting around. Like there's like a lot of younger people in the front, but they don't really know how like trap fest like work, like how the crowd moves, how you have to move, how you have to coordinate yourself.
That kind of, I bet that ties into, like you said, like the anticipation that like everyone like, oh, this is Houston's first biggest one. Yeah, you know, like we're outside. Yeah, we're outside again. So that ties into the anticipation of it. Like we'll see how it goes. Like obviously the headlines are still rolling in. We'll see what the festival like scene learns from this and how it like evolves from this. But it's kind of like just like a daily reminder to like hug your loved ones. You know, like check up on your friends. Like hug your loved ones. You never know nowadays. Like things are crazy. Even like Black Friday sales. Like you can't just walk out of the store like with a big ass like TV, you know, like.
Yeah, I used to work for Walmart, and I think everybody knows the story about this one Walmart worker that got like trampled for like a Black Friday sale. So like, since I worked overnights and all the Black Friday deals, sometimes they happen at like 2, 3 in the morning. I was on that shift, and they gave me like one of those highlighter crossing guard vests to be like, yo, you're gonna be in a crowd of people, so don't get hurt. Good luck. Clock in. Like, yo, thanks, you know.
Did they pay you extra though?
Yes, that week because it was
time and a half.
It was so busy.
It better been like 4 times.
Yeah,
like the risk of dying.
Yeah, you know, but you know, Walmart they don't really give a fuck. So I'm becoming more of a Cyber Monday person than a Black Friday person.
Did people put on those vests and act like they were workers to cut the line?
No, but you know what? That's kind of smart.
That's a great idea.
Has anyone put on like an Amazon outfit to like try and sneak into a festival? Like, hey, I'm here to. Someone ordered an Amazon same day delivery.
No.
Trav ordered this USB. I need to get it to him right now.
Right now. I need to see Trav right now.
He's like decked out like baby blue Amazon uniform.
I need Travis's signature.
Manila envelope. Yeah, I need the signature on this document.
Where's Mr. Scott?
For delivery confirmation. Not to and it needs to be signed on this Travis one, by the way.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of like this time whenever we're at Rolling Loud, and then my DJ homie, he DJs for Rob Banks.
Oh shit!
And shout out K Scott. He didn't have a wristband. We had wristbands. He's the DJ, and he doesn't have a wristband because I think management didn't give him a wristband. You know.
What?
And then we're like going backstage, and then he has to just like finesse his way through 3 checkpoints. And he's just like, hey, like I'm the DJ. We're all holding his DJ equipment like 80 degrees, like 90 degrees, and we're just like all sweating, carrying everything. Shit. And then we're getting all the way through. We made it backstage, and then like we're just running around with our heads off, right? Because we don't know where anything is. We don't know where the artists are. And then we get to the green room, right, where they were waiting. He's like, all right, we're on 5 minutes. And after all of that, we're on 5 minutes. And then like. He has to get the set ready, and then like last minute, our homie from the UK, he shoots video for Rolling Loud. He gets like mosh pit footage. He's like, hey bro, like I need you to like run the camera on the stage, and I was like, okay, yeah. So like 5 minutes, and then he was just like, it was like this big VHS camera, so it was pretty cool.
And you were shooting, like you were recording?
Yeah, I was on the stage. You look up Rob Banks, Rolling Loud Miami, you'll see me on the stage.
No way.
You'll see me on the stage. Just the Asian guy just with the camera.
Yes, bro. World famous, bro. This is a world.
No wonder. I saw on his story he posted like him holding, you know, like that emoji where it's like the VHS like recording, like the camera. He's holding one of those. It was like looked like a carry-on luggage.
It was big.
Like that's the size of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, and
I've never seen a VHS that big. But that was a moment. It was a moment. That was the same stage as the Sheck West stage. It was like the tent stage. It was nice.
That's probably why artists are late sometimes. Just cause like there's so many different.
Yeah.
You gotta. You know what I mean? Like you have to plan. Like
that's his DJ. Imagine we didn't make it with no wristband in it, and he wouldn't have a DJ for the performance.
Oh my god.
That's so crazy.
But yeah, it all worked out. It was like an incredible moment.
Good. No, for sure. Another side note, can we say rest in peace, Young Dolph, real quick?
Yes, rest in peace, Young Dolph. What? That was like this week, right? Like
a couple days ago. Mans was gunned down in Memphis, his hometown. You know, he was trying to do some. I think he was at a cookie store trying to buy cookies for his mom, and then he had like a turkey drive or something later on that day that he does on the regular. So
Yeah, I heard he actually gives a lot back. I don't know much about Young Dolph. Like, I don't know much about his music or anything. I haven't heard him or like his name, obviously, but apparently he like gives a lot back to like the city, like you said, like Turkey Drive. Like he just like gives a lot back like to the community that he's from.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's kind of like in the Moneybag Yo, like
He's Key Glock's cousin, right?
Key Glock. You know?
Yeah.
So he's kind of like in that realm.
He's like more lyrical Key Glock.
Well, speaking of feeling like an OG, I just turned 30.
Oh, bro!
Related.
Turn it up for me. Let's go.
Let's go!
Dude, it's a real one's birthday. How's it feel, dog?
It feels really good.
Yeah.
Being 30 feels like, I don't know, I mean, it depends on who you talk to, right? Because I had so many people like, oh, when you turn 30, it's all downhill from there. You know, like your knee's gonna start hurting. It's like, man, my knee's been hurting, so I'm okay. No, I'm just kidding, dope. But I feel good. Like I feel so much more. I call all the time. I'm like, hey, if I could lose my hair, like I could lose anything.
Yeah.
I have nothing left to hang on to. You know, so. But I feel like that ties into like how confident I feel like in my own skin nowadays.
Good.
Like just there were so many different versions of me in like my 20s. And there will be so many more different versions of me moving forward. But like this version of me, like right now, I feel like I have connected. There's so many dots to connect in everybody's life. Everyone's life is different. But I feel like I connected so many different dots and like drew so many different healthy boundaries for me that like when I'm in positions where I feel uncomfortable, like I know that I'm uncomfortable. And then I also know why I'm uncomfortable. And then I remove myself from those like environments, and then I'm like suddenly comfortable again, and I'm like, wow. So it ties into just like how that works to like me being staying comfortable in my skin when we all transition through like the different environments that we like work in, sleep in, study in. You know what I mean? So 30
good, man.
Feels good. Dirty 30, baby. Feels good.
Yeah, man. I hear a lot of people like say that, you know, like you were saying, like 30 is downhill, but like now there's some people, like especially older, 40s, 50s, they're like, nah, 30s was actually pretty tight. You know what I mean? You're a little bit more established. You know, you got your eyes set on a couple of specific things where you can actually like craft yourself and get, you know, better at and things like that. So yeah, I've gotten to see you through a couple of versions.
Yeah.
So, see what you gonna give us in the 30s?
You heard it here first. 30s. Oh man,
they're not ready for.
I mean, you know, like we're all working on doing the podcast more often, just more like creative stuff. I feel like I've kind of geared myself up for success, and now it's just dedicating to the process. Because I did it.
No, we'll continue.
But yeah, because I feel like health is like such a big thing for me now. Like it didn't used to be. It used to be more about like fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still fun now. Like I find different ways to have fun, but like health is like has rose through the ranks. And so like physical health, like going to the gym, learning about, you know, different movements in my body, and then like I had recently been seeing a therapist for like every week. Now we kind of limited back, but I still see my therapist, and so like mental health is like a big thing for me now, and just kind of like learning about that.
For sure. Nice. Homage, and it have its own Instagram page.
Yeah, it's like Homage 4_ Texas, but once you type Homage, like it should pop up already. It's just like what it means to me, like paying homage, right?
Yeah.
To pay respects to like whatever. It's like it's a self-reflection of whatever I grew up with, what I pay respects to, what influences me. So it's purely a self-expressive like project of mine.
Yeah.
And it's not a business right now. It's not for the money. It's like purely passion project. So that's what it means to me. Right now, I'm making a couple pieces. Dropped 2 shirts.
Okay.
First shirt was like a Dallas shirt. I did it for fun, and then people ended up liking it, and I was like, damn, like this is like really taking off. So I like trusted more in my creative process. Collaborated with the homie from We Come in Peace. Shout out Brian from Houston. We made a Houston shirt together.
Yo.
And that was like my first time going on like a real photo shoot, like a video shoot. We shot around Houston. Like,
I saw that. That looks sick.
it was super fun, like super life-changing experience. That like, oh, like this stuff is like actually really fun. Like getting used to just doing school all the time, doing something creative, like really good change of pace. Been real busy, but I have a couple pieces in the archive. Some of them are ready for manufacturing. I have a couple friends and family shirts sitting in my house. So just waiting to do some shoots, waiting to do some drops.
That's cool. Homage.
Yeah, and I have like a couple homies in the music scene. So shout out K Scott, shout out AWOL.
Yeah.
Like I made the 2 jewelry pieces for them, and they were wearing it on tour and everything. So and then after that, like everyone was like, oh, you gotta drop it, So it's cool. People showing the love. So.
Gang. Okay.
We'll put it in the description, you guys. Make sure to give it a like, give it a follow. Yeah, I remember when I first heard AWOL on that TikTok trend, cause I was like,
oh, Isaiah, do you know the song first? Like the Who Got You Smiling?
Yes.
Yeah. So our homie AWOL, he made.
that's his friend.
What?
Yeah,
Like he literally went to like his concert, like
Yeah.
that he hosted like in like a venue like a couple years back.
Yeah. So like a couple years back, I met him because he did an album release in his backyard for his for one of his albums.
Yeah.
Oh dang, I like this guy. His album like had no skips, and then he just started getting really big. He blew up off that TikTok song, and like San Holo did like a remix of his song. So
Oh shit. Okay.
they just finished getting off the tour, and then they went on like a whole little tour, and then I gave them those pieces like as gifts for those two, because they're both from Ag, so like
Okay.
Ag Town Heroes, like they're really representing out here.
Performed at House of Blues, like
Word.
Yeah, House of Blues.
Wow.
Yeah, so AWOL's DJ is K Scott, and K Scott's the one that DJs Rob Banks as well. So
Wow.
yeah, so they're all just the music scene is like doing really good. All the homies like I'm real proud of them.
Shoot, man. High class connection.
well, I feel like that's a good amount of topics that we hit for today. I mean, we could go on more, but we'll cut it for another episode or something.
Yeah, Ben, I appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Shout out Ben, Homage Studios for joining us, sharing stories, getting together, a little time. I hope you guys have a good holiday. If y'all celebrate Thanksgiving, holiday weekend with your families. If you're listening, maybe you can put this on, while you're having the food coma.
Yeah.
Throw it on the background or something.
Be safe, man.
Yeah, be safe out there, y'all. Watch out for those fake vaccination cards.
For real.